Chapter 1, Mishnah 6. As we learned earlier, the mitzvah of Peah is to leave some of the standing crop for the poor. However, even if one harvested his entire crop without leaving Peah, he must still separate Peah from the harvested produce. Our Mishnah discusses how far into the processing of the harvested produce he can still give Peah without tithes having to be separated from it. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. He can always give produce as Peah, even after he has harvested his entire crop, and it is exempt from tithes, until he smooths the pile of produce. But if he gives Peah only after the pile is smoothed, the Peah has to be tithed. The Mishnah now lists other things that could be done with untithed produce only until the Peah is smoothed. And he may give away untithed produce as hefker, and it is exempt from tithes until he smooths the pile. And he may feed a full feeding of untithed produce to an animal or beast or birds, and it is exempt from tithes until he smooths the pile. And he may take untithed produce from the threshing floor and plant it, and it is exempt from tithes until he smooths the pile. These are the words of Rabbi Akiva. The Mishnah now discusses two other laws that are affected by the smoothing of the pile. If a Kohen or Levi brought the untithed produce on the threshing floor, they could keep the tithes that are separated from it until it is smoothed. If, however, he brought the untithed produce after the pile was smoothed, he may not keep the tithes from that produce for himself, but must give them to another Kohen or Levi. The other law affected by the smoothing of the pile. One who consecrates his untithed produce and then redeems it is obligated in tithes, as long as it was redeemed before the temple official smooths the pile. But if it was still consecrated when the pile was smooth, then even if it was redeemed afterwards, it remains exempt from tithes.